Hello everyone, my name's Christina, and in this A-level mathematics video we're actually going to go through a paper together, and this is the A-level mathematics paper 1 for the Edexcel board, and it's the June 2018 paper. So let's have a look. Let's start by having a look at question 1. So the first thing that you do is read through the question, and you can highlight any important bits of information just to help remind you of the maths that you're having to recall. So given that theta is small and measured in radians, use the small angle approximations to find an approximate value of the expression given here. So it's a trigonometric fraction. So let's recall our small angle approximations. So recall small angle approximations here. So we have sine theta that approximates to theta, and then we have cos theta, the small angles approximates to theta 1 minus theta squared over 2. And then for tan theta, it's theta. So we're going to use these approximations to help give us a value for our expression here, an approximate value for our expression here. So how can we do that? Well, if we maybe look at the terms here, we have cos of 4 theta in the numerator, and we have sine of 3 theta. So we can rewrite these two terms using what we have here. The constant here, 1, that remains the same, and our 2 theta here, that also remains the same. We don't need to do anything there. So let's start with cos of 4 theta. So we can rewrite that as, well, how can we rewrite that? Cos theta is approximately 1 minus theta squared over 2. So instead of theta, we now have 4 theta. So that's going to give us 1 minus 4 theta squared instead of theta squared over 2. And we can write that as 1 minus 16 theta squared over 2. So that's 1 minus 16 theta squared over 2. That's just 1 minus 8 theta squared. Let's do the same thing for sine of 3 theta. We can approximate sine of 3 theta as just 3 theta. That comes from our approximation here. So sine theta is approximately theta. So now we're just replacing theta with 3 theta. So now that we have these terms rewritten using our small angle approximations, let's plug them back into our expression here. So then 1 minus cos of 4 theta over 2 theta sine 3 theta becomes 1 minus 8 theta squared. So let's put that in brackets. 1 minus 8 theta squared all over 2 theta times sine of 3 theta, which we approximated to 3 theta. That's in the denominator. So what we have here on the right-hand side, we can rewrite that as 1 minus 1 plus 8 theta squared all over 6 theta squared. Now, 1 minus 1, that just gives us 0. So then we're left with 8 theta squared over 6 theta squared. So the theta squareds cancel. And then we have 8 over 6, but 8 over 6 simplifies to 4 over 3. So in fact, 1 minus cos 4 theta over 2 theta sine of 3 theta is approximately 4 over 3.